Do you think best things will be created in one day? Like, I mean, Beatle recordings remaining one day?
One day, first try, all of that kind of stuff. You know, if you have a certain kind of vibe in it.
It's fresh.
Every once in a while you can doctor something up and make it slicker. But the real shit, see, like One Nation was done. Atomic Dog, I just walked in the studio and made it up. I was, you know, trying to prove to myself I hadn't blew my brains out, you know. I hadn't froze my, you know, brain cells, you know, because, you know, you get paranoid every now and then, you know, and you run and check. And I wasn't sure, even after I finished, that I had done anything. But I was satisfied. People was grinning, you know. But now I'm even, you know, more satisfied. Not that I want to blow my brains out anymore, but I was happy that I got away with it.
Yeah.
And Tommy Dog is one of the best ones. So, am I laughing? Yeah, because all of that, I could pretty much slow down and do a lot. People think I'm doing a lot. We are doing a lot, but I saved a lot of energy waiting to do it now. Just bluff. All the other time I was just bluffing, you know. And I put on a sheet and make a face, put on some mask. We turn the guitars up loud and play psychedelic and funky and bluesy and churchy. It's supposed to move you.
You crossed over with almost every thinkable music made up in history. What's the future? I mean, what's your...
I just did a record with a friend of mine back at home in Marcel, who just left out here, who's a P-Funk collector, just found a record by this guy's label with the guy called Johnny Powell. He comes over here, he's pretty popular. He's an Elvis Presley sounding guy. He's about my age. He used to have this studio in Detroit in 63 and 4, and a group called The Precisions, and I used to like take him out on the road. They went out on the road with us when we first started. And this guy he owned the label. Now he's like back into country western again, sounding like Elvis. And he's like a cult figure in, you know, some parts of Europe, you know, where young kids know him. And I just did a country western record with him.
Cool.
Funky. Nobody knew who the hell it was at first, and they thought it was so deep in Nashville. He won't even tell them who it is.
Can I tell?
Oh, you can tell now because it's beginning to leak out now. But it was so funny. He's such a record man.
You were ahead of your time.
I guess that's what they call it. I was out of my head.
What do you think of electronic like music like house?
I mean, I have to say, even if there's no more other reason than commercial, because they ban a lot of my Sample Some of This series. You know, I got a album called Sample Some of This and Sample Some of That. They have what they call is it rave, house, and they buy a lot of it. They put the samples just in the computer and just loop them and play them all against each other real fast.
Do you dig it?
I mean, I do now. I say, if for no other reason is that they're using my samples, I dig it. But anytime you start paying attention, and I'm like this, anytime something works, I want to know why. You know what I'm saying? I want to know why, and I, try not to be try to do anything that looks like it's gonna have a negative ending. Like disco, I like disco, but when it got to the point that everything was disco, then it was, no, I don't want to do it because you mess it up one beat. All it was one beat. There wasn't nothing wrong with the records. It was just every record had the same beat, which gets on anybody's nerve. Funk would do the same thing. If it was one beat, it'd get on your nerve. If you're making love with one beat, one stroke, you have to fax that in. So this the fast house electronics, knowing that it worked, I put my mind to figure out why. Because the minute people start saying, no, I don't like it, I hate it, then it's going to get really popular. Because no is the greatest aphrodisiac there ever was. You say no, then you really want it. So, like enough people are saying no that I want to find out what it is. And if people liking it, I want to be in with what's up.